$99, and that includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. Fellas, it's real simple. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. They have an expert staff and 5 locations in Colorado to serve you. So call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
My father started Williams Jewelers in 1947 as a humble little neighborhood jewelry shop, and I opened our Cherry Creek North store in 1973. I'm Bruce Williams.
And I'm Michelle Williams. I literally grew up here in the jewelry business, grading diamonds and gemstones and designing custom jewelry for families just like yours.
Here at Williams Jewelers, you'll find our curated collections, including Hearts on Fire, Lake of Bahar, Sloan Street, Mastaloni pearls, and dozens more.
And a diamond and bridal department with the latest engagement ring styles and wedding bands from Tacori, A. Jaffe, and Gabriel & Company.
Add to that Tag Heuer sporting watches and pre-owned Rolex timepieces, all at the guaranteed best prices in Colorado.
At Williams Jewelers, we're proudly old school Cherry Creek North, where people and sweet puppies are always welcome.
And where you'll always be treated just like our father would.
Like family.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
The official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
At Berg Simpson, we are passionate about what we do. We bring that passion and our expertise to the office and courtroom every single day. We're always working hard and are committed to doing everything we can to give our clients the best opportunity to have a great result.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. For over a decade, Bluebird Windows and Doors has been servicing the Front Range with products built to withstand Colorado's unpredictable weather. Bluebird's Sunrise Collection windows are built to last a lifetime and are backed by strong warranties. Buy one window and get one 50% off through March 31st. And mention you heard about Bluebird from me, Mike Evans. You'll save an additional 5%. Enjoy the outdoors through energy-efficient Bluebird windows. Visit GoBluebirdCO.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Replace stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we'd love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Running a business is hard enough. Odoo makes it easier with one simple, all-in-one platform. Start today at odoo.com. ODOO.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Welcome to Denver Sports Tonight, taking a look at the biggest stories in Denver sports. From your online home for the best opinions and information on the Broncos, Nuggets, Avalanche, Rockies, and more. DenverSports.com.
off and rolling. This is Denver Sports Tonight. I'm Dante Gomez. He's Justin Adams. How you doing, Justin?
Man, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It is a beautiful day.
Dante, I'm loving being here. I know we're here just for an hour, but we're going to make this the best hour of the night right here, man.
I like
Excited
that.
to be here with you.
No, I like that. I like that train of thought. And with that, we're going to go ahead and start with the Broncos. A couple rumors surrounding them the past couple days here. NFL free agency right around the corner. Tampering period begins next Monday. We just saw the NFL Combine conclude last week, so a lot going on, even though it is the offseason, still going on with the Broncos here. We're going to start with the running backs. There's been a lot of rumors that Broncos have been connected to some free agent running backs here. There's a rumor that that's why the Jets franchise tagged Breece Hall, was because they were afraid that the Broncos were going to go out and spend some big money on him. Where are you at as far as free agency goes with the Broncos? Are you all in on the Broncos need to go out and spend top dollar here to get somebody? What do you expect the Broncos to do a week from now? What do you want them to do a week from now?
Well, you hear reports that the Broncos are going to make some sort of splash next week. Free agency opens up. They're going to get a running back. Here's my thing. Don't play around with it. Go get you that running back. Like, there's a story. Like, I remember my dad. So, I'm much older. Dante, how old are you, by the way?
I'm 28.
You're 28, okay? I'm 40. Good God, I'm old.
Are you really?
Dude, don't let the good looks fool you, baby. I'm looking good over here.
I wouldn't have said a day over 39.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for that. But hey, here's the thing. I remember when I got my first, apartment, and I was like, I want to make a big splash. I want to go get a TV. And so this is back in the day we have kind of those big TVs and everything. With
like the thick ones that are like 5 feet wide.
We call them the fatback. That's what we call them, right? You got a little thing in the back on it. There's no flat screen. You got the little fatback, right? So I got me a 65-inch TV, and I thought I was the man. And then one of my friends got a 73-inch TV, and I was like, dude, come on now. Long or shorter, my dad said, look, if you're going to spend this much money, get what you want. Don't just settle. And I say the same thing for the Denver Broncos. Get what you want. You can't get Breece Hall right now. We know what the Jets did, right, with the tag. But you could go out and get the number one guy, which is Kenneth Walker III. Go get Kenneth Walker. And one of my main reasons why is this. He gave up 80% pressure rate, 2 sacks, and pass blocking last year. You want to have somebody who you know that when Bo Nix drops back is going to be protected. You spent all that money on the offensive line, the most expensive offensive line in the NFL. Now go and get your running back that not only could tote that rock. We saw what he did in the Super Bowl. But you have another guy who could, yes, catch the ball too, but also help protect Bo Nix. So my thing is this. I get it. Tyler Algier would be great. Brian Robinson would be nice. Travis Etienne, all these other guys, right? They'll be pretty good, okay? Even J.K. Dobbins, if you brought him back, it may not be, the highlight signing, right? But we saw what he did before he got injured. But if you want to go and make a splash and do something with all the money that you have right now, go and get your number one guy and don't play with it.
So you're at running back's top priority for the Broncos going into the offseason here?
Yeah. What did we see in the AFC Championship game?
Not a good running game.
Not a good running
Obviously,
game.
Jarrett Stidham at the helm, too, so that can throw everything off. But
And I'll even take it to the divisional game. How many running yards do we have? Who was the leading rusher?
Bo Nix.
Exactly.
Yeah, you take Bo Nix out of the rushing stats. Those are not good looking stats there. Basically, ever since J.K. Dobbins went out, the running game was not very stable. R.J. Harvey had a couple flashes here and there, but it was definitely not a down-to-down running game that you trusted.
What did the Philadelphia Eagles do 2 years ago?
They ran, Saquon Barkley, 2,000 yards, one of the greatest running back seasons of all time.
Arguably the best, because you look at the yards and you add up the postseason, he did better than Terrell Davis in 98. So if you have an opportunity to get a guy who could do something similar, then why waste your time? Go and get that guy. Go and get that guy. You already have, at least you're saying that your wide receiver room is set. That could be one argument that we could have there. You need to go and get you another tight end. So go and get you that running back. Get you a tight end. You could go through the draft and stir up whatever spots that you have, some holes that you have on defense, and let's get off and running. Because you have 2 seasons before Bo Nix is going to get paid. By the way, he just had a baby girl, just announced.
Congratulations to Bo.
Yeah,
Bo and Izzy.
So Bo got a mouth to feed. It's not just him and his wife anymore. He got another mouth to feed.
Oh, he's going to get paid.
So if
they do anything similar to what they've done the last 2 years, he's getting paid. We're talking $300 million probably.
So while you have the opportunity and while you have that rookie deal, go and get that running back. Go and get Kenneth Walker III. Again, his pressure rate 18%. Not only can he run the football, but he can also protect. Great in pass pro. Don't mess with it. Go and get this guy.
I'm with you. I think the Broncos definitely need to go out and get him. I'm not as high on Kenneth Walker. I'm more of a Travis Etienne guy at this point going into the offseason. I think he would be a great get. Just the home run playability that he has, the speed, catching the ball out of the backfield, bit of dual threat there. Usually gets around 400 yards in the receiving game as well. So I think there's some fun ways that Sean Payton and Davis Webb could incorporate him into the offense more than just a hand it off 20 times a game kind of back. And also you go out and you pair him with a guy like RJ Harvey, who has all kinds of speed, can be used as an offensive weapon all over the field. So I think there's a lot of different ways you can go in the offseason, but I'm right there with you. They need to go out and spend $8 to $10 million per year on whoever they go out and get. Go get the big name.
You said 8 to 10?
Are you talking about more than that?
Brother, you might be spending 15.
Yeah, I mean, Kenneth Walker coming off Super Bowl MVP, I think the market's never going to be higher than what it is now.
And you know what? You pay it. You pay that, what 3 years, $42 million. Right now. Sign it. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then you go and load it up with the first 2 years. And then the last year, where if his play goes down, you're going to pay Bo Nix anyway, you can just let him go. And then you say, okay, Bo, you have the contract. Now make it happen on the field with you in this big contract. That's if things go well. But I would say make sure you go get Kenneth Walker. Look, I understand all these other guys. That's fine. You can even get you another running back in the draft if you want to. I mean, there's always somebody that's available. But I would say this, you got to go and get the number one guy, get that running back room taken care of, and then move on because your offense has to be able to go and pick up your defense that, to be frank, in the last part of the season was struggling a bit until they got into the AFC Championship game. And then they really looked good and was able to get a lot of turnovers in a divisional round. But make sure that you shore up that offensive room.
Yeah, and I think that the defense, part of the reason they did have those struggles late in the year was because the Broncos' run game just disappeared once J.K. Dobbins went out. I don't think it's a coincidence that once J.K. Dobbins got injured, the defense started struggling. I think when you have a run game like with Kenneth Walker, like with J.K. Dobbins when he's healthy, you're able to have the ball longer. You're more time of possession throughout the game. Takes the load off of Bo Nix's back, but you're giving your defense a good amount of rest during that time when you're able to run the ball consistently and have 10, 15 play drives, which was what this team was missing for a large part of the year. And then also you're just putting so much pressure on a young quarterback in Bo Nix. He was top 5 in passing attempts this year. Might have been number 1 if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that's what you want out of a year 2 quarterback. I think you want to be able to bring him along at a normal growth rate. And then once he gets that big contract that you're talking about, that's when you put everything on his plate. Like, hey, you're getting paid to elevate everybody around you. That's when it's more on Bo Nix. But when he's young like this, you see it all the time. When the Buffalo Bills went out and got Stephon Diggs, or the Cardinals went out and got DeAndre Hopkins for Kyler Murray. Once those quarterbacks show a little bit of promise, it's time to go out and put some weapons around him and make it easier for him. That way, when he does get paid the big bucks, he's able to go out and produce that way.
And you figure other teams like the Chicago Bears are going to be able to build up too, right? They may make a big trade because they have the quarterback of the future. So you have to think that out as well, is that you're not only just going up against the AFC West anymore, right? We're past that now. Like you do realize that the Broncos are the favorites going into next year. I don't care what Vegas says. They are the favorites going into next year to win a division. So now that we're past that point, and we're going to talk about a Super Bowl, this is not a team where you talk about getting there. It's talking about winning the Super Bowl. And how do you win a Super Bowl? You got to have a run game.
How do you win in playoff football in general? Come December, come January, you need to have a run game to win those kind of games.
You know, and when it snows, it's like we haven't seen snow all winter long, except for those 2 quarters, pretty much.
Yeah, except for when it decided to hinder the Broncos' offense
Hilarious.
for a second half of a game.
Hilarious. But again, it comes back down to this: you're able to shorten the game, and also the Broncos saw one thing last year where they saw a lot of cover 2. You know, meaning having 2 safeties over the top, so you couldn't go deep, and you had to have those long, sustained drives. Okay, bring those 2 safeties and let them go back, and now you have a bruising running back.
Yeah, and that's kind of the new trend in the NFL with defenses in general. Vic Fangio is kind of famous for coining it, but that 2 deep safety look where you make the offense go and earn every single yard. We're not letting you get those explosive big plays anymore. That's kind of the way the NFL has transitioned defensively, at least in the last 5 years here. So I'm there with you. I think you need to have a bruising back, and that's why you hear that the running back market is coming back. It's not that there's all these guys that are just incredible. It's just that there's more of an importance on the running game than there was a decade ago when it was just air it out, throw the ball deep, all these wide receivers running all crazy. Now it's no, we need to go kind of that old school method of football. And when you have a defense as good as the Broncos do, you need to be able to pair that with a running game.
Yeah, and that's the way that you go win in the postseason. That's the way that you go sustain winning games, not having to go into overtime and have nail biters and have a pass that maybe was a catch, not a catch, interception happen for you to be able to win. You go and get that running game going, and that makes everybody better. And then the second part is you get that tight end, right? I love Dallas Goedert being an option for the Broncos. If you're going to find that guy in free agency, Dallas Goedert will be really good. I'm a fan. I played tight end in college. I'm a huge, huge fan of Dallas Goedert's game. I thought he was underutilized with the Philadelphia Eagles. You bring a guy like that to the Broncos, you not only have a receiving threat, but you also have a really good blocker too.
And I'm right there with you on Dallas Goedert too. He's actually a really close friend of a close friend of mine.
Really?
I went on a bachelor party with Dallas Goedert once.
Get out of here. So he's a friend of a friend.
Yes.
It's like a third cousin.
Exactly, yeah. So one of my best friends played football at South Dakota State, and Dallas Goedert also played football at South Dakota State. They were roommates there. I've gone to the Waste Management Phoenix Open with Dallas Goedert. Great guy. I think he'd be, I'd love to have him in Denver, but I think he's a great football fit as well, even beyond my quasi-friendship with this guy. So I think it makes a lot of sense. I think he's good in the good enough in the blocking run game, and then obviously he's shown he's a receiving threat. Put up similar numbers to David Njoku as last year. I think he'll be a little bit cheaper than what Njoku's going to get this offseason too. So I'd love if they went out and got Dallas Goedert and then pair him with a guy in the draft. Maybe use your first round, second, one of your premium top 3 picks on a tight end. That way you can grow him along the way, because as much as I love Dallas Goedert, probably not the long-term answer at tight end. Probably looking at more of a 2 to 3 year fix there. But I think that he could be the number one here while you let somebody else grow.
Yeah, we're not looking for long-term fixes anywhere other than a quarterback. That's not what this is about anymore. You find the quarterback of your future, and then we'll figure out a way how to put a roster together, and we will win some games. So if Dallas Goedert is here for 2 years, great, because guess what's going to happen in 2 years? Bo Nix is about to get paid. So, look, I just want somebody to be there for a couple of years, to be able to man the position. And I love your idea. Get somebody young to come through that door. Go and build them up. You can pair them together. And then let's go have some fun. Let's go win some games. Let's go win games by actually a touchdown. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult to do.
Run up the score a little bit instead of just doing it against the Bengals.
No, running up the score is like winning by 9, okay, or winning by 10. That's this team right here, right? But you're going to have a strong defense again next year. So go and make sure you shore up the pieces on offense. That's the benefit of having a rookie quarterback or a quarterback on a rookie contract, is you could be able to now put different pieces on the board on your team and really stack the deck. So while you have that opportunity, do that for the next couple of years.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. And where do you feel the same about running back in terms of you need to go out and get a veteran, or would you be okay if the Broncos went out and got, let's say they used their 30th pick overall on a running back or a top 2 round pick on a running back? Or do you want, hey, go out, kind of what you started the show with, don't mess around, go out and get your guy?
No, we're not messing around. No, get what you want.
So don't do the rookie route. Don't wait. You don't have time for him to develop. It's about right now winning.
Running backs, you could find a guy in the draft, and a lot of guys undrafted, they're just hungrier, and they're overlooked. They're hungry. They want the opportunity, and you find a way how they're on the roster. They start off in special teams, and then they're able to play. Right?
Do you know a guy like that?
Maybe he's on this radio station, but you want to find those guys, find those speedsters, right? And I think the way that you do it is you just start off and say, hey, we get our veteran. We get the guy who we know is our 1. You already know who your 2 is. Then you go and get your 3. Because you at least need 3. You might need another one, because just the way that it is, just at the running back position, guys get injured. It is what it is. So you make sure you have the guys ready to roll. You have a solid room, and you help out your quarterback. You help out this offense to be able to win. Well, not every play has to be on the arm of Bo Nix.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on Bo Nix last year, and maybe that's the way Sean Payton likes it. And we'll see if that changes at all with Davis Webb being the offensive coordinator and the play caller in the 2026 season here. Do you have the confidence that Sean Payton and Davis Webb will be able to commit to the run game. We did see it for a majority of the season when J.K. Dobbins was in there, top 5 running back in terms of yards. Once he went down, obviously a lot more went on Bo Nix's plate. Do you think next year is a season where the Broncos will be able to, let's say they do go out and get your guy, Kenneth Walker, my guy, Travis Etienne, would they lean into the running game the way they should if they're paying a guy $10 to $15 million a year?
I have more belief that when I come home, my son's room is going to be clean, which is not. It's not. He's 6 years old. I'm surprised he knows how to put on his underwear. Sometimes
what is it, Legos, or what do we got all over the floor?
Well, yeah, Legos and other toys and other things that I don't know that my wife has got. Love my wife, by the way. But there's sometimes I'm like, why are you getting this? He doesn't need another toy. Back in the day, it used to be Power Rangers. I don't know if you know about that.
Oh, I'm familiar with Power Rangers.
We used to play with those toys. But I have more belief in that, in my son actually having a clean room than the Broncos committing to the running game. But
you still want to spend big money on him?
You still got to get the guy. I mean, you want to make it where it's not second down and 10, second down and 12. You want to make it where at least it's second down and 7, second down and 6, because those plays give you more options than having to go and rely on your quarterback to run the ball 18 times in a postseason game where you could be injured. So find your guy, get the guy that you want, shore up that room, move on from there, and you got some other positions to take care of too, linebacker being one.
Yeah, and we'll go ahead and transition the conversation here. Some other reports that teams have been calling Jarrett Stidham, or calling the Broncos about Jarrett Stidham, seeing his availability. Could be a team like the Cardinals that are still looking for a starting quarterback. Could be other teams that are looking for a solid backup. Whatever it may be, obviously there's some interest there, or at least there's reported interest. Where are you at as far as the Broncos and Jarrett Stidham? Only really saw him in that AFC Championship. Didn't have the best game. Looked pretty good for about 2.5 drives there earlier in the game. Looked dang good showing up in his cowboy hat to that stadium too. So I think that there's definitely room to grow with the backup quarterback, but he's a solid option. Where are you at with Stidham in this Broncos quarterback room?
Hey, man, it's all good if you got to go. I mean, if you trade him and you're able to get something back, bye.
What kind of compensation are you looking for?
I'll take a 7th.
Oh, right.
I'm not looking for much.
Just a 7th? I'm
not looking for much.
Okay.
Hey, I mean, it is what it's more so the contract, right? Because he's
set to make $8 million. If they do trade him, they're, I believe, saving $6.5 million on it.
So trade him away. It's if he has another opportunity somewhere else, cool. You have your quarterback of the future, right? So you don't have to worry about that. So Jarrett Stidham, it was fun. It was great to see you along here, man. You had a great half of football. Go somewhere else.
So is it more about upgrading the backup quarterback spot, or is it more about being able to get an asset back in the trade or saving money on the cap? What's the biggest qualifier for why you're ready to say goodbye to Jarrett Stidham?
To me, it's money, and also what I saw on the field. And I get it was the AFC Championship game. I get it. It was the first time you playing in 2 seasons, but that was your one opportunity. That's really, not only in football, but that's how life comes down. Sometimes you just get one chance, and that was his one chance. And so for him to throw up ducks that he had, and I know the weather wasn't that good in the second half, but, hey, man, you had an opportunity to get to the Super Bowl. And let's look at it the other way. Let's say Jarrett Stidham had a really good game. Let's say that he did just enough so the Broncos would get to the Super Bowl. The conversation is the Broncos, they may trade him because they know they're going to get some solid compensation. And, oh, by the way, Jarrett Stidham is going to get some starting opportunities. How do you know that, Justin? Because what's happened to Malik Willis? Malik Willis had, 2 starts this past year?
Something like that.
Lost against Baltimore, but was 18-21. Had a couple of touchdown passes, and now he's going to get paid at least $30 million per year?
That's outrageous, man. I know the Dolphins are interested. I know the Cardinals are interested. But that for 2 franchises that don't do a lot of winning, it makes a lot of sense why they're interested in Malik Willis.
Exactly. So that's one reason why teams would be interested in Jarrett Stidham as well. So if you could go get any type of compensation, go and make that happen. I would just say this. I know Sam Ehlinger would be then your backup. I would say maybe you want to go into the draft and find somebody else, maybe. But if you're comfortable with that in your room, move on from there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think there's definitely an opportunity to upgrade at backup quarterback for cheaper as well. Obviously, we just said it. The Stidham's making $8 million. If you traded him, you're going to save 6.5 against the cap there. I would like to see them go get a guy like Marcus Mariota. Obviously, Denver saw him firsthand in that Sunday Night Football game or Monday Night Football game, can't remember, against the Commanders. Looked pretty good in that game. Overtime, nearly won the game on that 2-point conversion. And not only because of that game, I just think his game, in general, the style of football he plays is a lot closer to Bo Nix's style of football. Get out of the pocket a little bit, run around, use your athleticism, pretty accurate with the football, not the biggest arm. I think their games, it's almost, and no pun intended here, it's almost like Marcus Mariota's the Walmart version of Bo Nix at this stages of their careers. Obviously, Mariota had a very successful college career and all of that, but I think that it just, the transition, if Bo Nix were to miss time, is a lot easier going to Mariota versus a big stylistic change when you had to throw Jarrett Stidham in there. Jarrett Stidham's not much of an athlete. He's going to try to win from the pocket in a way that Bo Nix can just do a little bit more for you, and the same thing Mariota can do a little bit more for you.
So you say Jarrett Stidham's not an athlete?
I mean, he's in the NFL. He's more of an athlete than I'll ever be.
I'm just saying, but you're not scared of that, 5'240"? I mean, that he was running out there? You're not?
No, I'm not quite. I mean, that's close to what I was running in high school, and I was not a good athlete, so no. I think that Bo Nix is far and away the superior athlete, and I think Mariota's a lot more similar to that.
To your point, Marcus Mariota last year, he made $8 million with the Washington Commanders. So could you work out a number somewhere around there? I think so, but again, none of this happens if you don't figure out a way how to go and either trade or cut Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing, I think we were talking about it on the drive here, a 4th, 5th round pick for Jarrett Stidham. You said you're willing to do it for a 7th. I think 7th might be a little rich for my blood, but if we're getting a 4th or a 5th rounder, I think I'm ready to sign on the dotted line.
You think somebody's going to spend a 4th? If somebody gives you a 4th or 5th rounder for Jarrett Stidham, man, tell me who they are. I need to give them a call. Okay? See if I get some money from them.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Maybe 5th. Fourth might be a little bit much as well. I think 5th to 7th feels maybe some pick swaps in there as well, but that feels in the general area of what you could get for a guy.
This is around the time when you see what you could get, and you find out different ways of how you could go and shore up your roster, how you could have the best roster possible. And so, if that helps you to get that roster to the place you could be, or maybe you save the money. And, Sam Ehlinger might be your backup, and, you sign him to a low-cost free agent deal, and you bring him back, and you're able to sign another impact player or give another impact player that you were looking for a little more money. I'm all for it. Yeah. Whatever you got to do to make sure this team is the best around Bo Nix, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. We got a text here going back to our conversation about tight ends from the 8831. I think everybody's sleeping on Caleb Lohner. I don't know about you, but I'm fine sleeping on Caleb Lohner at this point.
What is wrong?
No offense to Caleb, but he was a project. He was a basketball player, did a lot more of that than actually playing football in college. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't touch the field at all this year. If he does, great, but I don't think the expectation is there for him to be any sort of impact player for this team.
I mean, can you sleep on somebody who hasn't played?
That's what I'm saying. I'm fine sleeping on it.
I mean, look, if he's – I think what we're looking for at Caleb Lohner is you're hoping that you have that Julius Thomas-type impact. The thing is, though, about Julius Thomas is blocking was what's the best word for it? Blocking was optional many times when you had him in there. But as a receiver, man, he was amazing out there. And he tried hard. He did what he could. I would still keep Caleb Lohner around. But you got to go and get you somebody who is proven. This is not the type of team where it's like, let's just see what happens with this guy. No, you want proven commodities to come through that door and start with the Broncos this year. You don't want anybody who you're trying to see, well, I hope this guy works out. This is not a hope and wish team. This is a Super Bowl caliber team, and you got to get those guys who you know are going to make plays on the field.
Yeah, it's a win now window for this team. You can't wait around for, let's see what he develops into. It's like, no, let's add some competition to this team, raise the ceiling of this team, and go out and try to win a Super Bowl next season, because this is the time to do it. You see it all the time with these quarterbacks on rookie contracts, which you talked about multiple times throughout this segment, that now is when you go out and load up the offense around him. I don't want to throw a 7th round project out there on the field. So I appreciate your optimism, Texter, about Caleb Lohner, but I think optimistic is the best way to put that. Another team in town with championship hopes outside of the Broncos, the Denver Nuggets, been struggling the last couple of weeks, but they have some good news around the corner. Me and Justin will dive into that next.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax-free edition only. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Hi, Flo here to say that Progressive knows that life can change quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, like when I have to take my ex off my policy.
Oh, sorry. But yes, we can do that.
And can you send them a message and tell them that they have trust issues that they need to work on?
We don't really get in the middle of these conflicts.
Also, can you let them know that I was faking interest in his band and it's probably time to grow up?
I'm not going to do it. Just know that with Progressive, you can easily make changes to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Also, I'm staying in touch with his mom because she's absolutely lovely.
Bad idea.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
Since 1994, Denver businesses have trusted Pike Janitorial for reliable, professionally supervised commercial cleaning. Offices, medical facilities, commercial buildings. They handle it all with consistent oversight and high standards. You shouldn't have to check on someone else's work. And yes, they'll beat your current cleaner's price by 10%, guaranteed. Call 303-306-0290 for a free quote. Pike Janitorial. Clean you can count on.
Jacobs Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Brendan Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
Are you one of those people who dread going to the dentist? If so, have you tried sedation dentistry? Learn more about sedation dentistry at coloradosedation.com. Sit back, relax, and dream with the most experienced sedation dentist and staff at Clarkson Dental.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
SodaWeightLoss.com is state-of-the-art, and SodaWeightLoss.com helped me lose 60 pounds a few years ago, and I've never gained the weight back. Why? I know how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. I had a real nutritionist there to help me along the way through my journey. I joined Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. You want to lose that weight? 1-866-800-SODA, online at SodaWeightLoss.com. They are there for you like they were there for me. It's SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda Weight Loss is state-of-the-art.
It's Denver Sports Tonight on Denver Sports Station, 104.3 The Fan.
All right, fellas, it's me, Dante Gomez, joined by Justin Adams. Denver Sports Tonight on this beautiful Wednesday in the Mile High City. Just got through a huge breakdown of the Broncos and their free agency, what we think they should do, what they will do, all of the above as far as running backs, tight ends go. And now we're going to go ahead and transition over to the Nuggets, another team with title hopes in this town. Nuggets, not the best week or two in the last weeks of the season here, between a close one against the Utah Jazz, losing to the Thunder, losing to the Timberwolves as well in there. But there's some good news, which I mentioned before we went to break there. Aaron Gordon expected to return on Friday. Justin, you're holding up your fist there in excitement. What does Aaron Gordon, one, what does he bring to this team that they've been lacking? And two, do you think that now is the right time to be re-implementing him into the lineup? Do you think he'll be able to stay healthy for the rest of the way here?
Healthy, I don't know. Hamstrings are a weird injury. And, once he had that once, it started picking up. And, you hope that he doesn't re-injure himself at all. You hope that he could stay healthy throughout the rest of the season. Here's the main thing. You need that extra muscle. Because we saw when the Nuggets played Oklahoma City, is you saw a team that was like, if they only had him, they'll be fine. If you only had that extra muscle in the lineup, then it sets everything straight. Like, it puts guys back in position where they need to be. I think it makes Cam Johnson, who is a guy who's been struggling this year, it makes him just a better player. So he's able to be out in the wing. He's able to be out kind of in his natural position where he should be in the 3. But then you bring in that big body with Aaron Gordon, man. You finally have him in that dunker position. And when I say dunker position, that's the low block, okay? So you now have him in there. That's going to help you out in crunch time, which for some reason this team has been struggling. Oh, by the way, Aaron Gordon could shoot too. So now you can give the ball to him out in the wing. You can let him go and shoot threes. It does nothing else but help out this team. And oh, by the way, defensively, you have a bigger body you could put on another athlete, on an SGA, on a LeBron, for example, or he's looking to come back against the Knicks, right? So you have another big body that you can have out there, have that extra defender. I see nothing but positives having him back in the lineup. And yeah, it's not too early for me. You have about 20 games left of the season. I mean, right now, where are the Nuggets at in the standings? They are,
I believe they're the 5 seed.
5 seed. So you at least got to get to 3.
Yeah, I'm right there. I think
get
1 and 2 might be a little unattainable at this point with how the Spurs and the Thunder have been playing. But I think 3's right there. A game behind the Rockets is at the 3 seed there.
So you got to win. And you're going to play the Rockets again. You have the tiebreaker over the Timberwolves. And they're not going to win all their games. They're going to lose one. They're going to lose several games. It's Minnesota, for goodness sake. So you got to figure out a way how to get there so you could go and get that number 3 seed so that you take on 6. And right now the 6 will be Los Angeles.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are out on the Lakers. I think it's a fair way to say. I think they see them as pretenders. Obviously, Luka, LeBron, Austin Reeves, some good players there, but I think a lot of people are not buying their defensive efforts, not buying that they don't have a great big. DeAndre Ayton has not looked good in the Lakers. Hasn't really looked good at all in the NBA the last 2 to 3 years here.
Stop being so kind. You call it what it is. Man, DeAndre Ayton is trash. We all know that, okay?
Yeah, he's been bad since leaving Phoenix.
You know you bad when you make Jokic look good on defense. Like, he is terrible on defense, man. Like, he's not that guy at all.
No. He looked pretty good for the first couple of years in Phoenix there, but has not turned out to be the player worthy of being the number 1 draft pick in that draft class, specifically when you're comparing it to Luka, some of the other guys that were drafted that year. So I think that Denver should welcome a first-round matchup if they're able to get that 3 seed against the Lakers. I think that's a pretty light series, all considering that you're facing a playoff team, obviously. So it's going to be decent competition. But I think that's part of the reason that the Nuggets had some shortcomings against the Thunder last year, going 7 against the Clippers in round 1. That wears you out. Obviously, going 7 in round 2 against the Thunder. Aaron Gordon goes down in game 5 or 6 of that series.
Game 6. Yeah,
game 6. Okay.
Game 6 with the game already in hand, and Chet Holmgren trying to go and steal what he was actually just hacking Aaron Gordon, and that's how Aaron Gordon pulls his hamstring.
Yep. So I think that if you're able to get a lighter first-round matchup, that's going to help out once you get to the second and third rounds, which there's not going to be an easy second or third-round matchup in the NBA playoffs for this Thunder team, or for the Nuggets team, especially the way they've been playing in clutch time. You mentioned that. Bit of a concern there. How concerned are you about this team in the clutch, or do you just chalk it up to the fact that they haven't been 100% healthy?
Oh, no, I'm very concerned. And mainly it's because the two-man game has, in many respects, been figured out. Now, it took a while for some teams in the NBA to figure it out, but I think the Clippers did last year. They found a way how to just disrupt it just enough. And what they did was, they had Chris Dunn coming from the weak side, and he was able to go and kind of shoot the gap right at Jokic and Murray and really be that third guy who made it very difficult. When he came from the weak side, he did when the action was already in motion. So that's why it was so difficult for them to be able to adjust to it. So it does need to readjust a little bit. But I think that in crunch time, what we're used to seeing is, because you used to have the shooters with MPJ on one side and, KCP on another side, and you just couldn't,
You
go
can
off
cheat
one of
off those guys.
Well,
yeah.
you couldn't cheat from those guys, right? And if you did, well, then you had a sharpshooter who was going to knock down.
Yeah, they'll make you pay.
3, right? So to have Aaron Gordon now in there gives you another shooter, but also gives you somebody where, hey, he's in a low block. You go get him on an alley-oop, and you give Jokic a two-way chance, a two-way shot to be able to say, either I shoot it or I could go and give it to Gordon. That's really what you need with this squad.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I don't think that the two-man game has been completely solved. Obviously, I think other teams are mixing in that third defender, which if you have 3 defenders on 2 offensive players, it's pretty easy to defend at that point. However, that's when you're giving up the short side on the other side. But guys like Christian Brown haven't really shot the 3 that well this year. Cam Johnson's been very up and down with his 3-point shooting as well. Aaron Gordon and Payton Watson were shooting the lights out of the ball prior to their injuries. So I think both those guys, if they're able to come back and pick up where they left off defensively and offensively, I think this team's going to be just fine come clutch time, especially when you talk about the basketball IQ that Aaron Gordon brings and the chemistry that he has with Nikola Jokic. You talked about putting him in that dunker spot where if you even let up a little bit off of Aaron Gordon that spot, Jokic knows he's going to find Aaron Gordon. It's an easy 2. It's an easy dunk for these guys. There is no throwing it out to the wing and hoping that Cam Johnson hits a 3. So I think these guys are going to be just fine as long as their health is 100%. As long as Payton Watson can go out there and play, as long as Aaron Gordon can go out there and play. I think you're asking a lot from both those guys, as this Nuggets team's not great defensively, and you're asking these guys that have just come off month-long injuries to go in there and be like, hey, you're our defensive stopper. That's what worries me a little bit, but I think that's just the cards that you have to play at this point.
And let's just look at the Nuggets schedule just overall, right? Because he's going to come back, or set to come back, March 6th. That would be, against New York at home.
Friday against the Knicks, yep.
But that will be on the second half of a back-to-back. Nuggets on Thursday, you have the Lakers. Then you have the Knicks. You're on the road on Monday against Oklahoma City. You come back home, you play Houston. Then you go on the road to take on San Antonio. Lakers on next Saturday, and then you're back at home against Philadelphia. So you're not coming back to a schedule where it's like, oh, you're playing Memphis, Orlando, Charlotte, right? You're playing some of the best teams in the NBA, and you can make an argument that all of those teams, except for the Lakers, are going to be championship contenders.
Yeah, every team you just listed are expected to at least be in the playoffs. You're talking about the Eastern Conference, the Knicks. They're my pick, at least to come out of the East, but I think they're a top 3 pick for most people.
You're not a believer in the Pistons.
I like Cade Cunningham is one of my favorite players in the NBA. I've been on the Cade Cunningham bandwagon the last 3 years. 3 years ago, I said he could be the best player on an NBA championship team. I still feel that way. I just think it's a little early for them in that team. I think the Knicks have proven a little bit more, a little bit deeper scoring. At least they can get you from 5 to 6 guys, where I think the Pistons can be a little one-dimensional with their scoring.
Yeah, the one thing that the Pistons need is more shooting. That's pretty much the only thing they need. But defensively?
Oh, defensively, they're great. They play physical basketball, which in the playoffs obviously helps a lot. That's the other thing about this Nuggets team. I think they've been missing a physicality as far as they go. And I think Aaron Gordon and Payton Watson, the length that they provide, the physicality they provide, that's what you need in playoff basketball. Because I don't want this to come off as a criticism, even though it might be a little bit of Jokic and Murray. They're more of the finesse kind of players.
Sure,
they don't want to get down there and bang bodies. And I know Jokic does that from time to time, but I don't think that's how he likes to play basketball. I think he likes to play it in a more clean way. And I think that is reflective when you see him shooting 10 threes the last handful of games here. It's because he's but at times he can be a little bit, I'm going to call it lazy, for lack of a better word, and he settles for the three-point shot instead of trying to get the best shot available, really bang bodies and get down low and play a physical brand of basketball.
He's conserving his energy.
There we go. Yeah, conserving his energy. Yeah, I take back the lazy remark.
That's exactly what he's doing. No, it just helps out. And it's going to be great. Peyton Watson will come back eventually, too. So things are looking up from a roster standpoint. The question is, do you have enough time for these guys to be able to gel, for everybody to be in their roles and to be able to thrive in their roles? That will be the question for David Alleman. But, again, you're just a half game up on the Lakers. Sitting at 5 right now. The Lakers are half game back. That game tomorrow night is going to be very important. You got to get that one and figure out a way how to win. I mean, it's a very tough stretch you have coming up. Aaron Gordon will definitely help out.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a tough stretch in general. I think they have the hardest schedule remaining out of the NBA.
Yeah.
So a lot of playoff teams are going to be facing a handful of Jazz and Grizzlies games sprinkled in there as well. So hopefully you got to make sure you take care of those and then make sure you're able to meet the moment when you're going up against these other playoff teams.
Now be careful when you talk about the Jazz, because you almost lost to them a couple nights ago.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You have to be able to take care of business. Maybe
Right.
get the not the actual load management, but the load management where Jokic doesn't have to go back out there in the fourth quarter because the Nuggets are up by 20 and it's like, hey, we're good. We don't need to. We can conserve your energy a little bit more here.
Yeah, the one thing that really disturbs me about this team, more really than the crunch time situations, I've never seen a Nuggets team that has championship expectations struggle so much at home. They're 16-12 at home. I don't get that. They have a better road record than a home record, and it doesn't make much sense to me. I just seeing the way that they have lost games too, like Minnesota on Sunday, and it's the one thing that they need to figure out, because home court advantage means nothing if you can't win at home.
Yeah, no, that's a great point.
I mean, so
obviously you want to start those series at home, but traditionally you would expect, especially a Denver Nuggets team that has the built-in advantage of when you play at home, you're playing at elevation. This Nuggets team in general for the last decade, or let's just call it the Jokic era, has been great at home, so it's a little surprising to see the way they've been playing at home.
But you can make it all good tomorrow night. Make it all right by beating the Lakers tomorrow night. just beat that team. There's no other team. No other team. I know Oklahoma City's starting to become that rivalry and all that. All that's good, okay? That's fine and dandy. You got to beat the Lakers.
Yeah, this town loves beating the Lakers. Yeah. Obviously, that was apparent in that 2023 run on their way to the finals in the NBA or the Western Conference Finals. I think this town takes a lot of pride in beating the Los Angeles Lakers, especially when you throw in LeBron James into that too. We will head to a team that doesn't have the championship expectations, but more of a rebuild. We're talking a little bit of Rockies, them down at spring training. We got some audio from Paul DePodesta, and he did an interview with MLB Network. We'll go ahead and play those as well as react to a all-time Hall of Famer passing away earlier today.
Calling all wrestling fans. Now's your chance to win your way into the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. Airfare, hotel tickets, and $500 in spending money all included. It's the Superfan Send-Off, presented by 303 Law 4040. First, head to DenverSports.com/Superfan to register. Then tune in every hour to see if your name is called. If you hear your name, you have 10 minutes to call us back and be entered into the grand prize drawing. It's the Superfan Send-Off, presented by 303 Law 4040. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey guys, your boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if you can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan. Denver Sports Station 1043 The Fan presents Denver Sports Tonight.
Wrapping up a fun show of Denver Sports Tonight. I'm Dante Gomez. That's Justin Adams with you guys for just a couple minutes here before we go ahead and head out. We're going to talk about a little bit of Rockies, which typically, obviously not a huge story in the Denver Sports.
Do we have to?
I'm sorry. I'm going to hold you against your will, and I'm going to make you talk a little baseball here.
All right.
We saw Paul DePodesta, the new president of baseball operations for the Rockies, down in Phoenix, Scottsdale, talking with MLB Network. I thought some interesting quotes from him. We're going to start off with him talking about why Schaefer was the right pick for the Rockies manager.
You know, one of the first orders of business when I came on was to hire a manager, but we had an interim one in place, you know, in Warren, and I dug as much as I could around the organization, people who were still with the organization, also people who had been there previously, and everyone raved about him. So I thought, okay, this is a real candidate. And then as I got to spend more and more hours with him in the first couple, 2, 3, 4 weeks on the job, it just became obvious. He literally checked every box we were looking for. I mean, great passion, great relationships with the players, terrific work ethic, wanted to be a great partner, with us. So, for all those reasons, I just thought he was the obvious pick.
All right, there was DePodesta talking about his new manager, Warren Schaefer, who was also the interim manager at the end of last year. I liked what he had to say personally. I think Schaefer does have a big passion for the game. I think he's a player's coach, and at this point, the manager for the Rockies isn't going to be making or breaking this team. They're not going to go out and win 100 games, go to the playoffs, anything like that. I'm okay with going with Schaefer for now. Maybe 3-4 years from now, when you're a little bit more competitive, you can reevaluate the situation.
Just don't be boring. That should be the Rockies' tagline. Colorado Rockies, we are not boring. Like, that's it. Because you're not going to go win the World Series. You're not nowhere near the Dodgers. It is what it is on that side. But you want to at least be competitive to the point where, look, we're not starting off the season, and after April, you're already like, well, the season's over. Like, come out competitive, be at least 500 or be somewhere around that number, and at least keep people hope until you get to August 1st, where we're talking about the Broncos anyway. So just get people through, the summer for the most part, be competitive, and then go from there. Like, we're not asking for much. We're just asking to see improvement.
Well, for this Rockies team, that might be asking for a lot.
I'm just saying some sort of improvement.
No, absolutely. And I think that's the big thing that we're looking for this year is show that some of these young guys are ready to go out and play. And they mixed in a couple of arms for their starting rotation, some veteran guys that are, and DePodesta mentioned, we're going to have time to play it here, about just raising the floor of this team. I think that's the first step. When you have a bad organization in any sport, I think the first step is raising the floor. And I think they made the moves to do that and make these young guys go out and be complements to the team, not go out and be the full solution, but go out and play with these veterans and have that competitiveness that you're talking about.
Change the culture too.
Exactly.
Like we should be able to see that, okay, they may not be winning a lot of games, which they're not, I mean, to be honest with you, but at least we'll see this team and say, okay, we see that there's something there. Like okay, that, a couple of pieces here and there, and, okay, they could build around this guy. Obviously, you have Hunter Goodman, like really good catcher, right? All right, let's go build around some other guys too. Let's go and change the culture, change the belief around this clubhouse, and then see what you're building, and hopefully it comes out to something nice in a couple of years.
Yeah, and we'll see what ends up happening this year and the years to come. I think they're on the right track, at least.
That's all you want. Like, literally, you want to make sure that this team has made that turn from all the 100-loss seasons and to be able to finally go win some games. It kind of reminds me of the Houston Astros, albeit we're not, hitting any trash cans or anything, but they were a team that before they won their World Series.
Oh, they were bad for a while.
Terrible. But then they were able to get some good players and then able to win a World Series. You want to go and be that type of team where you're finally able to get more quality players in your roster, make those turns, and then finally be a team that can compete in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see what they show out this year. Want to give a little bit of time here at the end of the show. A legend in my book and Justin's book here, Lou Holtz, passed away at the age of 89. To me, I never really knew him as the coach. He was more of the TV personality on ESPN Game Day, but he was a legend on that show. He was must-watch TV, him throwing on the mascot helmets every week. I don't think there's ever going to be another version of Lou Holtz, so sad to see him go. Obviously, I had a great life from head coach to TV personality. What about you, Justin? What memories are you going to remember most about Lou Holtz?
Wonderful leader, but, I'm a Buff. And so the one thing I think about is that in 1989, said that the Buffs were ready to win the Orange Bowl, had a great season, and Colorado couldn't do it. But then the next year, under that beautiful nightlight, on New Year's in 1991, was able to go and get the W in the Orange Bowl. So it meant a lot to be able to see the University of Colorado beat a great team like that and also to beat a tremendous coach. R.I.P. to Lou Holtz.
Yeah, one of one Lou Holtz there. So I'm sure ESPN's going to have all kinds of shout outs to him come college football. Yeah, and deservedly so. Come once college football returns here, ESPN Game Day. So I'm excited to see all those tributes that they pay to him. That'll do it, though, for me and Justin today. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Denver Sports Tonight. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. again. We'll have Will Peterson in the saddle. For now,